Live on Get Vocal.
No.
What is up? All right. Just doing a quick intro here for Crawlspace special Memorial Day feed drop. And
Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, happy Memorial Day. Yeah, happy New Year.
Well, look
Merry
at that.
New Year.
Merry New Year. I like it. It's a new year, new us in May.
Hey, Crawlspace listeners, we wanted to bring you a special Empty Frames feed drop holiday edition. Start that over. Hey there, Crawlspace listeners. We wanted to bring you a special holiday edition feed drop today on Monday, Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day out there to all. And this episode is episode 1 of Empty Frames, our art crime show that focuses on the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist in 1990 in Boston.
Yep, we're getting season 3 up and running, and we start off with a bang here with renowned author Casey Sherman, who has written a lot about Boston history and has been following and I guess has his own independent investigation surrounding the Gardner heist and the recovery process for the all of those artifacts that were taken back in 1990.
Yeah, and he kind of put some pressure on the museum and the trustees, the board of trustees. So it's kind of an interesting interview. But one of the reasons we wanted to play it here on Crawlspace was because we covered a lot of subjects. And one of the subjects we discussed was Whitey Bulger. And Casey Sherman, the author here that we interview, he has a new book coming out called Hunting Whitey that is getting some great press. And it comes out this week. I believe May 28th, Lance?
Yeah, it comes out on May 28th, and this is a book about Whitey Bulger and the rule that he had in Boston back in the day, but also his capture, his capture when he was the most wanted from the FBI.
Yeah, and his killing. So it really goes through the entire thing. So it's I can't wait to get the book. I've pre-ordered it. It's coming to my house on Thursday, so I really can't wait. And he also talks a little bit about a moment where he kind of got attacked by this fella named Greg Floyd, who used to live up really close to where Maura Murray went missing and has kind of been talked about in regards to that case because of his violent past.
Yeah,
that's a really remarkable moment.
Yeah, Greg Floyd is always talked about with Maura Murray, and Casey Sherman wrote a book called Bad Blood, Freedom and Death in the White Mountains in 2009, and he went to Greg Floyd's trial or arraignment. I'm not sure what
sentencing. I think
was it a sentencing? Okay, he went to the sentencing, and he only brought this up because we asked him, Casey, you've covered gangsters and you've had books about the Boston Strangler, and you've been around the block with some pretty interesting sort of seedy individuals. And did you ever fear for your life? Do you ever fear for your safety? And he said the only time he did was when he was cornered in the bathroom by Greg Floyd. And that is pretty telling.
Yeah, it really, and it's a pretty kind of scary moment as he describes it. And especially when you know Greg Floyd's past, it's particularly startling. So there's that in there. We talk a little bit about Tom Brady as well. It's mostly Gardner heist, but it's it's a really sort of wide ranging and interesting conversation with a really talented author, someone who is has written this book that may end up on the bestsellers list this week or next.
Oh, for sure. And check out everything that Casey Sherman's done. He's you just mentioned Tom Brady. He wrote 12, which is the inside story of Tom Brady's fight for redemption. That's the full title. And it's his battle with the NFL and Roger Goodell. It's not really a football story as it is more like I don't want to say a David and Goliath story, but it's about
corporate intrigue.
Corporate intrigue. Yeah. Yeah. It's about taking on the corporate powers that be. And okay, that threw me off.
Boo Patriots, go Bills.
Yeah, who says go Bills?
How's it going, everybody?
What's up, Elsie? Just kidding. Brock, what's up? I did not bring bagels. I'm trying
to. Jason, Christina, what's up, everybody?
Trying to cut back on the old carbs. All right, I'm going to get back into this. I'll just wrap it up real quick with Casey Sherman. He wrote 2 fascinating books about the Boston Strangler, so we need to get him back on Crawlspace to talk about his experience with the Boston Strangler. His aunt, Mary, was the last confessed victim of Albert DeSalvo, and he wrote A Rose for Mary, The Hunt for the Real Boston Strangler. He wrote that with Dick Lair, and he wrote another book with Dick Lair called Search for the Strangler, My Hunt for Boston's Most Notorious Killer. So those were back in the early 2000s, 2003 and 2005. And very, very interested to talk to him about his experience there, because rarely do you get someone so closely connected to a notorious serial killer.
This is true. And so check out all of Casey Sherman's works. There's a link to his Amazon author page in the show notes. And make sure, if you want to hear the entirety of Empty Frames Season 3, check out Stitcher Premium. Go to stitcherpremium.com, because Season 3 will be airing on Stitcher Premium for the first 6 months of its existence. It will also go to YouTube as a video version, but it will hit the public audio airwaves 6 months after its release. However, you can subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, and you can listen to the first 2 seasons there, and you can get Season 3 when it comes out in 6 months.
You gotta wait.
But you gotta wait.
Or you can go to YouTube.
Yeah, just go to YouTube.
See, I'm not a huge Patriots fan. I'm not like a diehard Patriots fan, but go Bills.
Well, I take it Elise is from Buffalo.
I hope so.
Yeah, I was kind of a Bills fan before they. I'm going to cut here. I was kind of a Bills fan before the Patriot. You know, when I was like a kid, and the Bills were like in the Super Bowl every year, and the Patriots, you couldn't even watch them on TV.
Yeah, it was blacked out.
Yeah, the early '90s. We need one episode coming to us live from Lance's basement with the blue light.
Oh, the attic is just as bad now.
Can you tell us about the attic?
Yeah, the door behind me is a little thing behind me.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a little Crawlspace storage door.
Heyo.
Plug. Yeah, that was wide open the other day. No idea why.
Even though it's behind that desk there?
Oh, there's some space between the desk and the door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit deceptive. There's probably like 4 feet. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know what this is all about, but last night we were doing an episode and my computer just shorted out. So it could all be, you know, it's just things that happen. The house is settling. The house is settling.
The house is alive.
The house doesn't want people. I was in Buffalo, Elise. I was in Buffalo and I almost died.
You're a big fan of Buffalo.
Oh my goodness.
Niagara Falls. You can't, you know.
Oh my God. Have you ever been to have you ever been to Niagara on the American side?
I haven't been to it. I've been to Buffalo, but really just like for a night, like passing through. But it was close to Niagara, but I didn't go to it.
Oh my God. I've never seen a town so in such a state of depression.
Oh, come on.
You got to call it like you see it. They got to get their shit together there. It's right. It is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Niagara side or the Canada side of Niagara, they have hotels and like a Ferris wheel, and they really capitalized on the tourism. And the American side, really boarded up houses like were falling apart. Ridiculous.
Hey Jason, what's going on? You want to hop on here? Tell us, was there something going on down there in Texas this weekend? We'll unlock the spots here. Oh, and Chris Duet is here. What's up, Chris Duet?
Christina had an interesting experience.
Yeah, anyone who wants to hop on. Christina, Christie's in there. Aaron, Brock, Elise, Jason, Chris Duet. I wanted to. Yeah, that's too bad.
I wonder if that was a bear, Christina.
Oh,
I didn't send any ghosts. I don't know. We're starting to think that maybe my girlfriend has a passenger.
Yeah,
and they're probably interacting with the current ghosts that reside here.
Yeah, it's like the Overlook Hotel. Like when Danny Torrance enters the Overlook Hotel when your girlfriend is in that house. Yep.
If it sounds like I'm out of breath, everybody, it's because I mowed my lawn this weekend and it was a delight to mow my lawn. But I think I inhaled like pollen or something.
Uh,
Yeah.
So Christina says, we had a weird episode this morning. Not sure how to explain it. We thought a small earthquake, but we didn't feel it. Our bells on the door downstairs rang, though, and 2 of our cameras triggered. Wondering if Lance sent his ghost up to Christina's neck of the woods.
Mm.
Well,
nothing on the camera. Wow.
Interesting. Yeah.
There's some oddities going on.
All right. Well, we should probably hop off here on this special Memorial Day live impromptu thing here. My kids, I hear them crying downstairs. I don't know what's going on.
Oh no.
Yeah, you might be able to hear it on the mic too. I don't know. But check out Hunting Whitey. My God, that book. There was an excerpt in the New York Post, and it described a scene where Whitey Bulger is watching Obama announce that they caught Osama bin Laden, and how Whitey knows there that his life is going to change because he's now number 1 on the FBI's most wanted list. And it like set up the story so well. And I just can't wait to read the book.
Oh, Chris,
gentlemen.
What's up, Chris?
I see you're talking about Whitey Bulger.
Yeah.
You're buddies with Whitey.
That's right.
No.
That's right. Yeah.
He's a really interesting guy. A lot of crazy stories.
Yeah. What did he tell you?
So one time, America's Most Wanted was filming in Southern California, and he was watching John Walsh and them film over on I think it was the Santa Monica Pier, and he was right there watching them. And just stuff like that, just tons of crazy stories like that, you know.
Wow.
Did he ever tell you how he came about all the money? Because he had all this money that was stashed in his house. Was that just money that was accumulated over the years of him
racketeering?
Yeah.
I mean,
probably.
It's incredible.
He had a ton of money, and he told me that at one point, I think at the beginning of our correspondence, that he actually, right before he went on the run, bought a condo about 2 hours south of me in Clearwater that he never got to.
Wow. Bought a condo in Florida.
He had money stashed away in his walls and all that stuff. That was from. He lived like him and his partner Catherine lived like a normal elderly couple in Southern California, right out in the open, and used to tell me stories from Alcatraz. Crazy stuff, man.
Wow.
Was a super interesting guy, just surreal to talk to. And he never really got too in money because all of his correspondence and everything was heavily monitored, and he was always worried about them being the authorities bothering me. So he never really got into that stuff too much for my sake. So
what a nice
super
guy.
Interesting guy. Yeah, really swell guy, sweetest old man you could ever meet.
Salt of the earth.
Do you write letters with him or spoke with him?
Did.
Yeah,
I did. I used to write letters with him a lot. He used to have photos of me and my family in his photo album with his family.
Wow.
What's interesting is like his nieces and nephews are all very successful. They became lawyers, and I think his brother was a politician.
Yep.
And
head of UMass.
Yeah, and he was very, I guess, successful in his own right, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, really, really super interesting guy, and just the stories he would tell were crazy about visiting his friend from Alcatraz. Visiting his grave while he was on the run in Oklahoma, and just really crazy stuff. Talking about the Anglin, the escape. What is it? The Anglin Carnes, whatever, Anglin brothers who escaped from Alcatraz.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood.
He was in Alcatraz when that escape happened, and I remember asking him in a letter. And he never expanded on this. I said, "Do you think they made it?" He said, "I know for a fact they made it." So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So where did he put all the Gardner Museum artifacts?
He took it to the grave with him.
Yeah. What a loser.
Yeah, he's a total asshole.
Yeah, Casey Sherman's new book says that they spoke to the federal agents. Like he says, there's basically proof in his book that that Whitey did not have anything to do with the Gardner art, and he goes into it in his book. I can't wait to read it. But
yeah, he never mentioned it to me. He never, and by that point, he knew his goose was cooked, and he had nothing to hide. He was old too. He knew he was at the end of his life, which is surprising because he was murdered and didn't die of natural causes. But yeah, he at that point, and he was very, very low. He was at a real low point, and yeah, he never disclosed anything about the Gardner Museum or any affiliation with it, anything to do with it. So it's my personal opinion that I don't think he had anything to do with it.
Did his girlfriend get any? What did she get for a time?
You know, I'm not sure. I think she's still in prison.
Right.
I think she got a significant amount of time, but I couldn't tell you the exact sentence off the top of my head.
25 years, I want to say. 20,
what I'm saying is, I think if he knew anything about the Gardner art, I'm sure he would have tried to leverage that to get her sentence reduced.
Without a doubt. Both of them would have. Or he would have used that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
To get hers.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the same time, with him being on the run and his funds from criminal activity, I mean, it wasn't limited per se. It was still a lot. You know, he still had millions, which is a lot to you and I, but to him, that might have been nothing. You know, when you look at these big time mobsters and cartel guys and things like that, they're used to dozens of millions and billions. And so when you have $3 million, they're like, oh my God, I'm fucking broke. You know, so you would think that if he had stolen art, that he would deal in it or do something, you know, because that's not a lot of money to him. Yeah. But yeah, I there's a lot that tells me that he didn't have anything to do with it. And I think with my personal dealings from him that he would have mentioned it or said something. But I mean, towards the end, he was pretty hard up, especially when he was in jail. There's, you know, he was living off the little bit of money that his family was given to him. And I don't think he had any money hidden or anything like that anymore. I think by that point he had nothing. And yeah, there's no secrets left to keep.
Yeah, I got some info here. Catherine Grieg was his wife at the time. She actually got an 8-year sentence. She's in home confinement and the sentence, I believe, ends this July. So she's basically done. Yeah.
Yeah, she's I think she was convicted of aiding and abetting. But possibly possession of stolen identity. Who knows what they actually pinned on it. I mean, we could look it up, but I don't know off the top of my head. 8 years is a lot for hanging out with Whitey Bulger. So, but he was always very adamant that he did not want us to contact Catherine, because I know Andrew talked to him, but very, very briefly, exchanged like 1 or 2 letters with him. I spoke to him over the course of about a year, and he was always didn't want Catherine bothered, didn't want anyone to mess with Catherine or anything like that. He's real forward and direct.
Was he happy with Johnny Depp's performance of him?
You know what's funny is before all this happened, because I think I was writing with him in 2012, and I asked him in a letter, who would you want to play you in a movie about you? And his response to me was
Kato Kaelin.
I think Kato Kaelin could play any of them. He's very multi talented. But he wanted Ben Affleck or Mark Wahlberg to play him.
Makes sense. A couple of Boston guys. Yeah.
I think he's just like hometown allegiance.
Yeah, it's interesting he didn't say Matt Damon though.
I think he may have brought up Matt Damon, like he wanted him involved in the project. I don't know. He might know about Matt Damon and Ben Affleck always being in cahoots. But yeah, he was super interesting guy and never really shied away from anything. Anything I asked him, he was all too eager to answer and talk about.
Great penmanship too.
Beautiful handwriting. Oddly, I mean, as crazy as it is, like his handwriting was fucking It was
like
immaculate.
scholarly.
He probably
Yeah,
just wrote a lot of letters, I guess.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Had a lot of practice. Yeah.
probably. But yeah, he was, out of all the people I've spoken with, he was probably one of the most interesting, being that at the time he was one of 11 inmates who were in Alcatraz that were still alive.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and then just being the head of Irish organized crime in Boston and paying off the FBI and all this other stuff. I mean, just super, super interesting case in life. Not to say that any of it's good,
Right.
or that he is good or anything. Just interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think, Chris, you don't drink Folgers.
Oh God, no. What do you take me
But
as?
Jason Watts does. What's up, Jason Watts? How you doing?
Just another day. How are you guys? And I usually drink whatever coffee tastes good. I'm not really a picky guy.
Well, then you don't drink
I like
Folgers.
There is not Folgers in my cup this morning.
Yeah.
You gotta get more of that criminal perspective coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
delicious.
we're gonna bring it back this year.
Very cool.
We're actually we're gonna that partnership is still in place, and we're either going to bring back Black Widow, which was the previous roast that we did, or we're going to do an entirely new roast, or both. So
Very cool.
Such an entrepreneur. I love it.
I know.
I mean, the money's for the making. if I don't get it, someone else.
That's right.
Community coffee, huh? Community coffee.
Bean Bastard. That's right. That's right. In Elise's neck of the woods in Buffalo.
Buffalo. I think Elise may have gotten some of that coffee.
Oh,
and
well, that makes
she better say nice things about it, or I'll come and give her.
yeah, it makes at least 4 of us here in this chat room. Jason, what's going on? How you doing? Jason Watts joining us.
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Good. It's a little early in your neck of the woods. What are you dealing with? 8:50 over there?
9:50.
9:50. Okay.
Oh, not
See,
too
me
bad.
and my time zones.
Yeah, I think you guys are only like an hour ahead of me, something like that.
Yeah.
Cool,
So what's
cool.
going on? Were you doing something of interest this weekend?
That's the plan, as long as the weather holds out.
Okay, so
I got to looking at the weather forecast for Bront, and it's an 80% chance of rain. So I'm like, crap, I'm gonna get rained out.
Oh man.
But but one thing about Texas weather is it's bipolar as all get out. So tomorrow it'll probably be a forecast of snow or something of that nature. Texas weather changes like that.
Yeah. And Chloe says, "What's up?
Is
Is
that
that
the
Chloe?
Chloe?
Can't is that the Chloe? That would be. It seems like it might be, but I don't know if it is. It is Chloe Cancer. What's up, Chloe Cancer?
What's up, Chloe?
Hey,
Half
Chloe.
of the true crime twins.
Chloe, you look wonderful. You look
Baby is
amazing
napping.
today.
Baby is napping. It is mom time. She says yes.
I'm actually really glad I was able to come on here because I got a favor to ask of you, Tim and Lance. You remember when we went on the podcast with Lou, and I mentioned that when I went back down to Bront, I needed to record a little audio.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering if you guys would be willing to help me out with that while I'm down there. The only thing is I don't know what time.
Sure, how so?
Cool.
Yeah. What do you need? You're gonna call us from that area? Is that to record the call?
Yeah. And then maybe if hopefully, I'm sure at some point an 18-wheeler will drive by me. I'm pretty confident in that. But I would love to have somebody record that noise from their end.
Okay. Yeah. Today's
sure.
a little crazy. We have an interview coming up later, and then there's a little family get together over here that I'm going to try to attend
Cancel
for
all of it.
some of it.
When are you doing it?
Yeah. Let us know. Yeah. Send us
It won't be till Saturday.
Oh, next Saturday. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I thought it was today.
Upcoming Saturday.
Okay. Good.
Cool.
Yeah. Then that's fine. Whenever.
So you want the perspective of the other side of the phone.
The sound that the 911
yeah.
operator heard. Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool.
I've got several things that I'm going to be doing down there. That's one of them on the bucket list.
Great.
Okay. Yeah.
Very cool.
That's good. Yeah. If you need me to drive a 18-wheeler down there, I will.
I got to see.
I'll just get my CDL and I'll hop behind the wheel and I'll grind some gears down to Bront.
Put your haul
There we go.
put your haul on the rig and
Yep.
Yeah, slap a crawl space.
wave at the city kitties and lot lizards on the way.
Yep. I'll be on my CB. Breaker 19.
Hi, I'm gonna
Yep. You know what's terrifying are those ramps that stop the trucks when their brakes fail on the highway. Could you imagine that? Have you ever seen those?
Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Like
Oh, yeah,
they're
the
everywhere
ramp.
in Tennessee.
yeah.
I would
all,
be
like all over the mountains, and it's just like there's a cliff on one side of you and a fucking terrifying stop ramp on the other.
Yeah.
So it's like pick your poison.
Right.
Yeah, like either way, you're gonna shit your pants.
Yeah. You go up the stop ramp. You might as well jump out because it's gonna roll backwards off the cliff.
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Listen to us in our trucker experience. This is a combined 0 years.
Zero years.
Yeah.
And we're talking like we know what's up. Like, yeah, those things.
Oh, the amount of trucker experience I have is from watching Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we should probably
Good impromptu show.
probably hop off here this impromptu show. This is a lot of fun though. I really enjoy doing these. Maybe we'll do another one tomorrow, Lance, when we have that the intros to do this week.
Fuck it,
Tomorrow,
let's do it live.
And Wednesday. Fuck it. We'll do it live, just like Bill O'Reilly.
Just like Bill O'Reilly, but not so handsy.
Go harder, go home.
Yep.
That's my cue to leave, guys.
All right, guys.
O'Reilly. Aw.